Welcome back to PRN Test Drive. I'm James, and this week I have been driving the 2025 Volkswagen Golf R. I've actually had quite a bit of experience behind the wheel of the Golf R over the years. In 2023, I had it in the dual clutch transmission. In 2024, I had it in the manual transmission just before they took it away for this year, 2025. But I needed to take it again because in 2025, it comes refreshed slightly on the exterior and also slightly on the interior. And despite it not having a manual transmission for 2025, I think that this is the best version of the Golf R that there has ever been. So I'm going to take you through some of the changes, going to try to highlight all of them from here and kind of tell you my experience with the Golf R over the years and what it's like to drive here in 2025 in case you're looking at buying one, because I think if you're actually in the market for this thing, 2025 might be the year you want to consider one. Let's get this thing out on the road, but first let's take a look under the hood and let me tell you a little bit about this thing. All right, so taking a quick look under the hood for the 2025 Volkswagen Golf R, we have a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine capable of producing 328 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. It's the same engine as last year, but they found 13 more horsepower, and I'm not going to complain about it because they are adding horsepower as we go along in the generation, so very happy to see that. It's also paired with a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission that is lightning quick, and we of course have the 4Motion all-wheel drive, and the extra addition of the Akrapovic titanium exhaust is a wonderful thing to have, and it sounds really good. The as tested price for the 2025 Volkswagen Golf R, as you see it here in this video, is $57,095 Canadian. So it's just below that $60,000 mark, and I still feel like we're getting enough here. I think the price here is pretty competitive. But enough talking about it, let's take it out on the road. Alrighty, so out on the road now, 2025 Volkswagen Golf R, the best it's ever been. So why? Why are you gonna maybe consider to buy in 2025? Well, one reason being, at least for me, I would buy it now because, like I said, it's the best it's ever been. It's got more power, it's got more torque, and the things that have bothered me in the previous years are sort of not there anymore. And we'll get into that, we'll unpack all of that, but there's, this is the most refined version of the Golf R that I have ever gotten the experience to live with, and it is really good. Also, you don't want to run the risk of them ever making or just taking the gas engine completely off the table. With the current climate of things, that can easily happen quite quickly. So you don't want to do that. And yeah, it's just, if you're looking at it and you're like, oh, I don't know, forget that it doesn't have a manual. Trust me when I tell you it doesn't matter. It doesn't actually matter at all. You don't need it. The dual clutch is incredible, and it has such a great duality to it with the dual clutch transmission where I can just be in comfort mode and it's really comfortable and there's no problem at all. And then I can press the R button on my steering wheel and I can put it into a custom mode or a Nürburgring mode or a race mode or whatever mode you want to say it, and it will absolutely rip. So if I have my daughter in the car, well, I'm gonna want to just put it in comfort mode. I want the adaptive dampers, to delete most of the bumps and stuff. But when I'm in my car by myself right now, with a camera up no less, I want it to absolutely rip, and that is exactly what it does. So let's absolutely rip it. Here we go. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. And that's about as much as I can do without going to jail on a public road. So this thing is built for the track. It can be on the track. The way that it just performs in a straight line, the way that it holds gears, it has like a Sport Plus transmission. I can see that I'm in Sport Plus 5. Yeah, so I just am able to rip, and it's just ready to go. It's ready to go in that race mode. The boost is there. There's very little turbo lag. You can actually hear the turbo lag. That exhaust, you can hear it working. There is pumped in audio, but I don't care. I really don't. They say they've added about 13 or 14 more horsepower. It feels like a lot more. When you get this thing on the road and you really put your foot to the floor, it feels like a whole lot more of horsepower. And so that is such good news. They're under-promising and they're over-delivering, I think, in the power and performance dynamics. When it comes to handling, I love driving it in a race mode. I pretty much have been in race mode this entire week, and I don't even have a full week with this thing this week because I'm flying out near the end of the week, so I have to give it back early. But still, just me like just ripping around in this thing. Oh my God, the handling is so good. It just sticks to the road. Like, I'm so surprised. Again, it's one of those vehicles that I describe as a four-wheel drive absolute go-kart, but this one rips. I mean, the GR Corolla felt fast, but when you hop into a Volkswagen like not long after, you realize how far behind in terms of power that GR Corolla truly is. Great vehicle. I still love it. I still love the rawness of it. But it just, if Toyota don't do anything to upgrade it, I mean, Volkswagen is just running away with it in the hot hatch market. There's just nothing Toyota can do to compete with this speed. It's just the way that this thing sticks to the road. It's actually just disgusting levels of grip from a little hot hatch. I mean, I just am having fun on the public roads. Like, it doesn't need a V8, doesn't have to have over 400 horsepower. It just needs to stick, have really good handling, and be able to absolutely go when I want it to, and it can. And when I say it doesn't matter that the manual isn't here, personally, this is going to be a subjective opinion. I don't care about manual transmission in the Golf R. I don't like the manual transmission in the Golf Rs or even in the GTI. I don't like the way they are. I don't like how big the shifter felt. I didn't like any of it. I didn't like how the pedal box felt. I got no feedback from the clutch pedal. It was all these things that I was just like, you know what? No thanks. The dual clutch is where it's at, with whether you're getting the GTI or you're getting the full-blown Golf R. It is where it's at. This is the one. I love the way it shifts faster than I could ever hope to in a manual. It shifts faster than I could ever hope to using the paddle shifters. It's just lightning electric, and I love the feeling that it just rips and it lurches and it wants to go when you put it in its race mode. And that is what I love. It's a true like enthusiast little hot hatch, and it just doesn't get better. Like, you know, you can take a look at like something like the Type R, where that is a very fast vehicle, and you know, it's a manual, but it's a good manual, so it's enjoyable. But for me, just never got used to the manual transmissions of the Golfs, so I don't mind that they took it away. In this case, and usually I'm a manual person, I don't mind they took it away in the Golf R. Just see that? It just wants to eat you. So, talking a little bit about ride quality. So it feels a lot better. I don't know if I've ever felt this comfortable in a Golf before. It just feels so good. And I'm in my race mode too. And even in that, the technology in here, the dampening is very, very good. Like I said, my daughter's in the car, pop it into comfort mode or even eco mode, and it's just fine. It just rides like a normal, you know, little hatchback SUV, or not SUV, but hatchback vehicle. It's just no problem, absolutely no worries. And if I need to wake up the beast for any reason, it's there. It's 2 button clicks really, and I'm, you know, absolutely flying down the road. It just rips. It just hauls. I mean, it just hauls, but in the most comfortable way. And that's awesome. You know, if you know my videos, you know that I'm a dad, and you know that I love vehicles that have the duality. I love vehicles that can be calm, collected, and quiet, and not a public nuisance. And then you can press a button, and it absolutely changes the dynamic. I love that. I love a two-faced vehicle. So I naturally am a very big fan of the Golf R, which wasn't always the case, because the interior hasn't always been as good as it is right now. So this interior, let's talk about it. So the main changes you're going to see are, or the biggest change I guess you're going to see is, yes, we got a bigger screen. Lord knows we need bigger screens in the world, but I guess when it comes to Volkswagen, it kind of made a big difference. They've also had an infotainment kind of overhaul. The look of it looks a lot different, looks a lot more clean, a lot more refined than what I was used to seeing in 23 and again in 2024. Just like the look. I like the styling of it. Now, if you hate physical buttons and you don't like touch buttons, you're going to not like this version, because this is still completely controlled by the infotainment display. It's just what, you know what? It's just what it is. But I will tell you that using it has been a lot less frustrating, honestly. It's a lot faster. It's a lot less laggy. It doesn't disconnect. It doesn't randomly shut off. And I've had all of those issues in the past where I've wanted to just absolutely put my fist through it. No longer is that the case. It's fast, it's snappy, it's responsive. Yes, it's all touchscreen. Yes, it's a little bit annoying sometimes, but I don't want to rip the thing out and run it over with the car. That is a big plus for Volkswagen, because usually I don't look forward to driving Volkswagen vehicles because their infotainments are so annoying to me. In this case with the Golf R, that is no longer the case. Really, really good job. Although I will say, please, Volkswagen, I think they are planning to do it. Bring back physical buttons. I think we all want that, because although these climate control buttons are backlit now and the volume control button is also backlit, it's still not enjoyable to use. It's okay because it's faster now and it's less laggy. It's still not a great time. So please, for the love of goodness, just bring back my physical buttons. It's all, and then you've really got something on your hands. So let's talk about the steering wheel next. Not too big of a change in the steering wheel. Still really nice feeling. Still like an absolute weapon of controlling this weapon of a hot hatch. I don't like the haptic feedback buttons. I just wish they did physical buttons. They could easily do that. I don't think we need these things. I do like this R button though, because it brings up the race control and I can put it into eco. There's even a drift mode, which will send, I think it can send 100% of the torque to the outside rear wheel to initiate the drift. So it's like a little drift mode. But the fact that it's there is really good. And I also find all these drive modes are very much honed in, right? So whenever you press this R button, whatever you're clicking on that screen, it's a honed in thing. It's such a better experience than it's ever been in the past, and I really got to get my hats off to Volkswagen for that. So biggest change on the steering wheel though, besides it's got a nice blue thing, it's got the R badge, is going to be, we've got flappy paddles, we've got the shifter, we got the little paddles here in the back, which is very nice. They're bigger, they are plastic. Don't really like that for almost $60,000. They are plastic, but they're here and they're big and they're noticeable, and it really gives like a bit more attitude to the interior. I do like it. I also like this carbon fiber across the dash. It's got a decent bit of ambient lighting as well. Don't mind that. And then the gauge cluster is very customizable. Not too much change though in terms of gauge cluster, because it was always good. You could always change what's in the right side, middle side, left side, whatever it is. You could change it. You could have a couple of different themes as well. So you can kind of, whatever mood you're in, you can flip through it. I usually just stay on the screen that has, the speed in the middle with the revs, and then I have some stuff on the left and right. I just like that. It's pretty simple. Got a heads-up display, which is nice. The lighting controls though, again, touch buttons. No thank you. I'd prefer a knob or a dial or something. That would be great. So next, let's talk about seats. So I got the cloth seats. They are a zero cost option, right? So you can get the black edition, I think, but it also comes with the leather seats, but you can just still option these cloth seats. I think it's a great option. These seats are really, really comfortable, but if you do option the cloth seats and you don't go for the leather, you're losing the ventilated seats, and you're also gonna lose the power operation for the seats and the memory seat settings. But what I do think it does is the cloth seats save weight. So you maybe will go a little faster, which if that's your goal, then these seats are perfectly fine. The bolstering holds me in super well. I love the design. I love kind of like the checker design that it has. Reminds me of that 2022 or 2023 manual Golf GTI that I had. I really like the styling of that interior. So it's kind of bringing it back in the Golf R. It's got suede inserts. Again, carbon fiber all the way across. It feels more premium as well. And so I tend to enjoy that quite a bit more. Also, let's talk about back seat really quick. There's not a ton of room, about as much room as you'd expect from a hot hatch. Sitting behind my driver profile is not comfortable whatsoever. I don't fit comfortably. I wouldn't want to sit there for very long. And my baby seat, although it does fit in there, it does compromise a little bit of that front passenger. Again, you know what you're getting into with a Golf. You're dealing with a small cabin, small interior. So it's just one of those things where it's like, you know what you're buying. So you know that space is going to be limited in the trunk too, as well as in the rear. You kind of have to make it work. But the cool thing is that you get the same suede inserts, you get the same kind of cloth design, but it's a cloth design, but it looks really, really good, even in the back seat. And you've got heated seats in the back, and also their own climate control, which is very, very good. So I've got a dual zone automatic climate control up front. Technically it's tri-zone because you got one in the rear as well. So very, very good. And of course, talking about seats still, we have the heated seats and heated steering still. You don't lose that by getting these cloth seats, so don't worry there. If you live in the Canadian winters, the two most important things, heated seats and heated steering, are still here. I've also got a Harman Kardon sound system, which is customizable. You can kind of go through different sound profiles, which is really nice. And again, the screen is big and it makes it really easy to look at and understand all that stuff, and it's very snappy and responsive on the road. One thing though, which is interesting, when you're doing too many clicks on the screen, say I'm like clicking around really fast, it'll actually lock you out of the screen, which I find kind of funny, right? Because I'm not allowed to text and drive. I'm not supposed to use the screen, but the screen controls the whole vehicle. And if I press the screen too many times or click too fast on the screen, it will lock me out and tell me to focus on driving. But if we had physical buttons, Volkswagen, none of that would happen. That's my last thing on the physical buttons rant. We're done. But yeah, overall interior presence-wise, presentation-wise as well, very, very good remarks from me. I like it. It does enough where, like, me having just one child, I can fit everything in here, no problem. If I were to want to go more, would be a little tight, probably still doable. And if that's something that you're looking for, like you're a family guy and you need to do that, you could probably make it work. You could probably make your Volkswagen Golf R work, and you can still rip around town when your kids are not in the car. I think if there's a will, there's absolutely a way. I'll say that much. So let's talk about the exterior changes for the Volkswagen Golf R. Now, I have it in its black edition package, so I've got like black accents everywhere. I think it is a welcome package, although with a white body, you can't really see these blacked out rims. Normally, your Volkswagen Golf R, if you don't get the black package, will come with blue brake calipers. I have got black ones with the R logo on them. I actually like it. I just feel like the rims, maybe I wouldn't black them out for my spec, but it comes with the black package, so you're kind of stuck with it. Now, in the front, you'll notice we have a illuminated Volkswagen logo, as well as Volkswagen's kind of iconic light bar that looks pretty good. Now there will be no question when you're driving behind somebody, they will know that you in fact own a Volkswagen at nighttime. So no worries there. I still like kind of the exclusive front bumper or front intakes that the Volkswagen Golf R gets. It looks very, very nice. We also have a blacked out Golf R badge. Looks really, really good. In terms of that, there's not much else that's changed for 2025. Still looks aggressive, still looks like a little hot hatch that's ready to attack the road, and we like it. Over on to the side, not much going on here either, where you have keyless entry, you also have the blacked out mirrors, you have the black R badge as well right there on the side. I like the amount of badging here, that is very good. If you take a look at the Golf R from the back, you can see we have a little rear wing back there that looks really cool, kind of adds aerodynamic. I'm not gonna complain about it at all. It is a manual opening tailgate, but for a small tailgate like this, I don't mind that at all. And then we have a little rear diffuser with the Acropolvic titanium exhaust. So that is an option. It's gonna run you about $3,000 Canadian, I think, but it is a welcome exhaust. I really like that. I would absolutely option that. Now, last touch for the exterior, we do have parking sensors. There's no front-facing camera or 360-degree camera, but again, with a small vehicle like this, I really don't see the complaint there. I find it fine with just the parking sensors. You're gonna be fine. If you're a decent driver, no worries. You're gonna be able to park this little small guy in pretty much any space. So overall, exterior-wise, I'm very happy with it. I think the changes are welcome. I think they're nice, and that exhaust is by far my favorite part. So that's gonna about do it for my thoughts on the Volkswagen Golf R. I really wanna hear your thoughts. What do you think about the trim, the spec? Do you think they've done enough to justify you wanting to buy it? Personally, when it comes to me, I do feel like, yes, this is the best it's gonna get. This is potentially the best we'll ever see it. I hope not. I hope they continue to improve the platform. But if this is where it goes, this is a great place to end it. If that's the case, I don't know if Volkswagen has any plans or anything like that, but just in case some shock thing happens, I doubt it. Just in case, now's the time to maybe look at buying it. Again, you do not need the manual transmission. And I'm a manual enthusiast. I will tell you firsthand. MX-5 manual, Nissan Z manual, WRX manual. I love all of those cars. Type R, you name it. What is it? Integra Type S. I love it. It requires manual. But there are certain vehicles that don't. And the Golf R, for me, falls into that thing. But again, everybody's going to complain that there's no manual. There's nothing I can say or do to tell you otherwise. You're just going to think what you're going to think. And that's fine. You're completely entitled to your opinion. But as somebody who spent a considerable amount of time with the Golf R platform, I'm very, very happy and impressed with this DSG, with this dual clutch transmission. Overall, after spending, I guess, almost 3 weeks with different variations of the Golf R, this version is just so much more refined. It just feels like they've taken little bits and pieces and kind of improved things, and they kind of get it. Volkswagen is kind of catching on to what people actually want in their Golf Rs, in their performance hot hatch. I think maybe in terms of usability, software, stuff like that, they're starting to get it. But when it comes to driving, they absolutely get it, because this thing just hauls. It sticks to the road. It's a four-wheel drive go-kart. It's just so much fun to do that all the time, at any time of day. I'm so glad I have it in the summer, because winter becomes, I don't want to die doing that. But you know, I'm glad I have it in the summer. I'm glad I get to experience this thing. It's just a complete package now, and that's the way it feels. And it completely dusts the GR Corolla on paper, on the track, pretty much in any conceivable way. But the GR Corolla has less tech, so it feels more rugged, more manual, without actually being a manual. So it really depends on what you want. Personally, I like the more like beat me up kind of vehicle at this point, but I do really, really enjoy my time in the Golf R. I've really enjoyed this shortened week with it. I think it's awesome. I think it's a great platform, and it's just, like I said, like the best it's ever been, and I'm very much happy with it. I wasn't expecting to be as happy as I am with it. I was expecting to be once again disappointed, once again punching the infotainment display because the software is that bad. But really, it's gotten so much better. Volkswagen have paid attention, and I'll leave it there. But as always, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe if you want to see more Volkswagens on the channel. Which one you want us to do, let me know. If you want to see us drive a specific car, put it in the comments, and we will do our absolute best to get our hands on it. Whether it's wacky, if you want us to try to drive a fire truck, let us know. I mean, I'll try to get my hands on a fire truck for you if that's something you want me to do. If you made it this far in the video, you got to subscribe, you got to like, you got to do all of that stuff. I'll see you in the next week. See you in the next car. Take care.